Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, and if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So, today, fate happened. Yes, that's what I'm going with. It was fate. No, it was not me not being familiar completely with the Legend platform and ignoring the red flags. No, it wasn't that. It was completely just fate telling me that I needed to have SPY in my taxable brokerage account and not in my Roth IRA. But if you're interested, you can switch it here. On the mobile app, when you go to buy, it actually has the account like there, and you can click and change it in the setting. I was kind of in a hurry because I needed to go to a meeting, but I knew what I wanted to do, so I thought I could just be slick and do that before I went to work. And no, instead I had to make that video this morning, like 5 minutes before my meeting, to admit to what I was doing because that update video was not current. So why was I even trying to purchase SPY calls in my retirement account? I thought that we had decided no options, like no rolling our own options. And the reason for that is that I'm a little worried about my job stability right now. And I am, if I can buy a call, it's about on the SPY. Like, I bought this $575 with $96. It's about a fifth of the cost. So now I control 100 shares of SPY for a fifth of the cost. So I don't want to overwhelm myself with doing things myself, but if I'm in a position where I have to be more efficient at getting income, I want to practice, and I want to know exactly how much I can handle, because the rest of it will have to just be, the Round Hill, their ETFs and Yield Max. But for a portion of it, if I do wind up losing my job and I'm actually dependent on my IRA, it's going to be super messy because I have my $10,000 for the 401k loan outstanding, and I have my $20,000 of credit card debt. So, like, this whole account would be going away anyways. And then because if I lose my job, I wouldn't be paying for my condo. I'd have to go through foreclosure, and a part of that remediation is the short sale, and I'm not allowed to have more than $10,000 if I'm going through the short sale, because otherwise they're going to require me to pay the mortgage company even more money. And at this point, like, I'd rather pay my credit cards. I would rather put money in my retirement account, which they can't force me to liquidate my retirement account. I'd rather pay my car. I'd rather pay my trailer. I mean, I don't have enough money to pay everything, but I can dismantle this so that I don't pay the mortgage company for this cursed condo that they've denied 4 buyers the ability to take it off my hands. So, and now I have a renter, so it's going to be even more messy. But yeah, so if I lose my job, this account is going away, and I'm going to have to be very, very efficient with this money until I don't have my condo, and then this money will be converted into my investment and regular taxable, and then I'll still have to be efficient with it because I do not want another job. I want to work on YieldMite and get that going, and hopefully get people to use it and make it useful for people, and just have that be my side project, get 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, monetize that. Hopefully between those two things, I'll be able, and my IRAs and multiple retirement accounts, I'll be able to do like a lean fire, and I won't have to go back to a job or do job searching, because not only is my job not secure right now, but software developers at the moment, that entire, there's a lot of software developers right now looking for a job, and I don't want to deal with any of it. For the most part, just want to have high income ETFs, maybe do a few of my own SPY zero data option calls, just do a few options and just go on my merry way. So what I wound up doing with my taxable account, because when you last saw me, this is my retirement account. Let's go to my investing account. I had $2,000 left and 7% maintenance. I sold some things so that I now have an 11% maintenance, almost 12% maintenance, and a lot of my calls are expiring tomorrow, and I need to roll some of these over, but for the most part, I'm good for now. Next week on Friday, I'm going to if they're not in the money, just expire worthless. And next year in January, when I actually get income from the renter, I'm going to basically just use that for the options collateral, and a portion of that, if I'm getting $2,000, then in cash, then I get $2,000 more in maintenance. Then if I do a Misty call for $27, then it would be the $2,000 plus $700, and that's fine. Every month that we do that, all the way up until midsummer, then in August, I'll just let all of my options expire again, and I will just withdraw and use the money that I have in cash to pay off my credit cards, and then pay off that withdrawal loan, because interest rates are getting cheaper, and it's cheaper than trying to get a credit card. Because they're all in the 0% APR promotion period right now. So instead of trying to get a new line of credit and doing a flat 3% transfer fee, it's actually cheaper for me to do the margin loan stuff. So, and then it'll be being paid off with my high income stuff. And so hopefully I will be able to keep my job until at least August. If not, then things are going to get real wonky here in my taxable brokerage account. But yeah, I did sell yin this week because it doesn't really fit in the thematic, my investment portfolio. I just saw an opportunity and was like, sure. But I was up 5%, and that's fine. I know that it's going to probably double at some point, but I don't need the stress in the meantime. I am a little bit sad. I sold my 18 shares of BITU, but that's a leveraged ETF, so if Bitcoin tanks all of a sudden, I only have, $2,000 of buffer. That's really not great, so I got rid of it. Maybe when I get my Misty distribution, I will buy some of it back because I still think it's a stupid investment, but we are on a Bitcoin bull run, so I think there's opportunity for it to be worth more pretty soon. So, or I could just buy into fiat and, buy more BITU things with my cash. I need to, before I start spending Misty, I need to figure out how much the distribution is, but I would still like to continue doing the wheel with Misty. I sold some NVDY because I really wanted to get, I sold a lot of my Round Hill funds. So I think it's stupid to have this call on margin. And so I didn't want margin money to be used with this. And because I bought this call, it expires in January 2027. And from my understanding, the theta decay is present, but it doesn't really accelerate until you're within 3 months of it expiring. So next year in November, if I'm in profit, then I should roll it out to just be 2 more years and then every year reevaluate. But if it happens to be November next year and it's kind of a shit market, I can wait up to 6 months before it becomes critical that I roll it over. And even if I'm down, I lose money on this particular call that I bought, the chances of me losing money over a 3-year period in the S&P 500 is not super high. So, and eventually with these SPY calls that I'm doing, the return on investment is actually pretty quick. So there's that. But, oh yeah, I didn't know that for the 0 day to expiration, they actually force you to buy to close. But my goal with this was to just kind of barely beat out Round Hill by doing it by myself. I'm not being aggressive or anything. And what I wanted for the retirement account, what the intention was, is I buy 2 calls. And in that way, I can do 1 SPY that's closer to the end of the money. Not anything crazy. If you look in Legend, we have SPY, and if we go to January, and this is what I've picked up is that you actually, because the lower of the strike price you choose, the more chance you have of a year from now, you're going to make a lot of profit. So you spend more money now for the chance, better chances of success later. So a lot of people will say you should do 70%, but I've heard between 0.8 and 0.9. But to me, with the amount of capital that I have, I did wind up doing a lesser, which direction is this going in? Okay, what am I doing? I don't like that this goes dark. But yeah, I wound up being closer to the money. So it's not quite 70%, but it is not in the money. There is a $20 difference. I could have sold my call today and got like a $70 profit, which isn't bad for just like having a mistake that could just go away. But I mean, it's nice if I'm doing this, for a week or a month or whatever. I'm like, this isn't like I'm getting more money, but it's not worth it to me. Then it's nice that for right now I could sell and get a profit. But the plan was to get two at two different strike prices, getting them as, I got this one and then one further down here that I've paid more but is further out of the money. And then every day I go in and, this is for the 8th. So basically, okay, so this is for calls. So you want to go not deep into the money, you want to go back out. And since I'm just interested in beating my round hill number, I would probably look at this and say, well, the delta here is at like 0.13, which means 1 out of 10 times I would get caught. So probably like this 28-cent thing. And then because I would have two of them, I could, have like more aggressive one, which is just 1 point down, but like a 47 cents and a 28 cents per day, and then minus 10 cents to close. Well, I guess it's minus 3 cents total. Yeah, it's like minus 10 cents out of this per day to close both of these contracts at the end of the day. But like the delta here is not super great. A lot of people say like, well, you could go 0.3, so like 1 out of every 3 times you would have to roll over your position so that you don't get assigned. But for the most part, I just want to hang out kind of mostly out of the money and get a premium that just slightly edges out round hill, like XDTE, and just call it a day. Like, that's my strategy, or at least in my retirement account, it'll be my strategy. I think for me, in my individual account where I just have one, I would choose this one if it's the same price tomorrow with the same delta, because like there's no reason for me to go 2 times in 10 days. That's 1 day a week that I'm getting called, basically, are my odds, versus just like closer to just 1 day out of every 2 weeks. I would rather get less money and then not have to spend money to roll over the option. So that's all I'm saying. Like I'm not doing anything crazy, and I barely know what I'm doing, but I am curious to see, like, with using round hill as the benchmark, can I make more money in the long run doing it myself? And, hopefully I don't lose my job. And then and this will also inform me of like exactly how much am I willing to do on my own. And I don't want to overwhelm myself with like, well, you could do SPY and you could do triple Q and you can do MSTX and you can just buy all of these options. And no, like I want to start with just like one and get really good at, and once I am comfortable with this and choosing these options, then I can try to take on more eventually. But yeah, but if I do lose my job, expect me to, well, hopefully I'll be able to do yield might and get more features done more quickly, but also maybe And there's a chance, no promises, but if I have nothing else to do all day, I might actually be able to deep dive into these ETFs and stocks and go through things and just really evolve this channel into something that is more than it is now, because this is just after work and I'm mostly like the bandwidth I have is just my hot take and my understanding of things. So there's that. Like, I would rather have something to look forward to, even if it's like not looking great right now. Just having something to be optimistic about. But now I have $5,000 of margin buffer, which is fine for now. The worst case is like Bitcoin just plummets before the 15th and I have to spend money to roll over this money, and then eventually I won't have so many options out. And I wouldn't have had all these options out if Misty hadn't changed their margin requirements, which made my margin total wonky. And so, like, once we get this fixed, I won't have as many options out at the same time. We have SPY, which is relatively safer than like MSTX anyway. So, thank you to myself for like forcing myself to de-risk. And this will turn out fine. And then I'll just be able to keep track of it and let you know if I am able to beat Round Hill on average or not. So, and I don't think I'm better at options than them. Like, this is still my first round of selling puts. So, take that as you will. Anyways, that's what happened. That's the reason why I went to go do it in the first place. And I'm just gonna roll with it, and we'll see how my strategy works out. Do you do the option wheel like this, or do you have any suggestions? And I'm all ears. I will talk to you later. Bye.